Mims, where Wayne's got an issue going on. Go ahead, Wayne.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Wayne. Tell me what you got going
sir.
on. I'm reading this, and I'm like, this might be over my head. Where's this thermal bypass located at on this vehicle?
It's underneath. It's inline in the tranny.
Okay, this is in the
line.
transmission cooler line then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Because there's a couple other questionable ones in the cooling system, and that's the reason I had to ask.
Yeah, and I was just wondering if it's worth messing with, or should I leave it alone? It heats up the tranny quicker, and they're saying that it'll stick and end up burning up your tranny because it won't let go through the radiator or the cooler.
Yeah, 42 REs, 46 REs, all those older predecessors of that transmission. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I don't like them whatsoever because anything will plug those daggone things up. And they can take a transmission out, especially if you're towing. The good part about it is you've got a transmission temp gauge in that truck, right?
Yes, sir.
See, when you're towing or anything, at least you can monitor that. On the older ones, we couldn't do that. Folks would be out here driving these things, and there's no transmission fluid running through any cooler. So those things would just sit there and cook themselves. And builders sit there and build these transmissions and throw them back in these vehicles, and they wouldn't last 3 weeks. And finally, it's like, wait a minute, something's burning these things up. And come to find out, it's those daggone bypasses that they made, and to heat the fluid up. I don't like them. See, they also have them, Wayne, to where they prevent drain back. So if you park your truck and you let it set for, let's just say a month, and what will happen is the fluid in the torque converter would actually run back into the transmission. Well, they found out if they put like a one-way check valve in these cooler lines that it would prevent that from happening. And that was a great idea. The problem with it is the check valves would get plugged up, and the next thing you know, you're taking out a transmission because of that. And you really cannot, in my opinion, as long as you've got your transmission fluid temp gauge, just keep an eye on that, especially if you're towing. Make sure you know where it runs normally. And if you see anything vary from that, then start questioning it. But, you also want to make sure, and if it was mine, of course, I would have AMSOIL in that transmission. That's an expensive one to have to build in that 3500. Wayne, have a happy new year, buddy, and we appreciate your call.
Thank you so much, Wayne. That opens up a line for you to talk to Larry right here on W.
Thanks for tuning in to the Magic Mechanic Radio Show and, of course, our new YouTube channel. For more automotive tips, tricks, and just general information, make sure you subscribe to our new YouTube channel.